Long ago, upon the golden plains of the savannah, the Creator made the big cats. All were made equal in appearance, but their talents differed greatly. Lion was large and powerful. He was able to take down the greatest Cape buffalo with ease. Cheetah was lightly built and fast in her feet. Leopard climbed trees and was favored most of all by Creator for her motherly nature and grace. Creator also made a mate for each of her beloved cats, but Lion did not love his. For ever since his creation, he had fallen in love with gentle Leopard. Every sunset, when her beloved would leave to hunt, Lion would stand beneath the long branches of Leopard's tree and call to her.
You are so lovely. Wouldn't you come down and speak with me?
And Leopard would tiredly reply,
Not tonight, my dear Lion, for the day has been so long and has made me wish to rest. Maybe tomorrow evening you may be my dinner guest.
And with that, Leopard would quietly fall into sleep beneath the branches and stars, while Lion sat below all night until Leopard's mate returned or the sun would chase him away. Eventually, though, Leopard took notice of Lion's sweet persistence and took to staying awake to speak with him. Again, Lion would call to her.
Leopard, you are so lovely. Wouldn't you come down and speak with me?
And gently she replied,
Not tonight will I come down, for I do not wish to waste more energy to climb back to my low-hanging branch.
Lion hung his heavy head.
But I will stay awake and listen to your speech of romance.
His heart leapt for joy, and he cried out in hurried speech.
You are the most beautiful creature our Creator has made, and your eyes are more stunning than ivory, diamonds, and jade.
Leopard, flattered yet confused, asked,
Do you not have a mate as I do, to hunt for by day, to lay with at night, to awake to in morning, quiet and new?
And he spoke from his heart.
Yes, Leopard, I have a mate, but her heart is ugly and full of wretched hate. You, Cheetah, and I were the first 3 cats that Creator had sown. But when our mates were made, my sweet, still engrossed in you, pined, cried, and woed.
Again she felt admired.
You speak so lovely. Tomorrow night will you return to me?
Lion smiled.
I will return to you every night until the sun loses its blinding light.
So he did return to Leopard's tree as soon as the sun and her mate took their leave, and they would speak until finally she confessed she too was in love.
Leopard, my love, you are so lovely. Won't you come down and speak with me?
Lion expected her to deny his request as usual, which he was quite satisfied to gaze at her from below. But this eve would differ, for she said,
I do believe I will, my lion, my love. That way I can look at your eyes from the ground and not above.
He may well have leapt for joy as his paws lifted her from her leisure position upon the branch, but that happiness sank as he noticed her full, round belly, which whispered slightly in the back of his disheartened mind. She was bearing young. He yelled at her.
If you love me, why do you bear his young?
And she snapped.
Because Creator made my mate to be my other half. So my heart does not only belong to you. It is not impossible for one heart to love you.
But Lion was angry. He believed wholeheartedly that she was simply making a fool of him, and his heart was for her humor. Turning around, he ran before her feet could touch the ground. His paws carried him far away to Creator's home of the baobab tree. He demanded from the ground,
Erase the cubs you have put in Leopard's future.
Creator only nodded towards Lion and said,
Bold Lion, I am maker, not a destroyer. I have tenderly created those cubs and laid blueprints of life. Do not ask it of me to be a butcher.
He was angry before, but now Lion was furious. His blood boiled in every stream that ran through his body. He roared towards his maker.
Give me Leopard then, for she loves me, and not the one you have made for her. I will raise the cubs as my own, for they will not be able to tell the difference of fathers due to all cats shared for.
She looked upon Lion coldly.
I made Lion to Lioness for you, almighty King of beasts, to love you and provide your children's feast. I made the perfect halves for all of my animal children, and to Leopard only one mate was given. And you will lose her heart in good time, because in her eyes, heart, soul, and mind, you mighty Lion were not meant to shine.
So Lion left, full of rage and hurt. His heart beat for Leopard, and not for the mate of his own. As he walked in the cold African air beneath the dome full of stars, an idea struck him, an evil idea that was twisted and brutal. He knew better to keep it to himself. With a liar's grin, he returned to Leopard and apologized for his behavior, and from that point on, he and she spoke fondly of the future. Soon after, the cubs were born, their fur as golden as all the other cats had been. One fateful day, Leopard and her mate left together for a time, and Lion's plan was able to proceed. As he tried to wash his pelt of blood in the ravine, he was met with a nasty turn of events. He had not counted on Creator to step in.
Why won't this crimson stain wash from my skin? If it does not run off soon, Leopard will smell her children's blood, and I will be punished for my sin.
And with that, Creator appeared, bearing a look of sadness and anger. She then said to Lion,
which is what is deserved for the cruelty and jealousy you have shown. In turn for this act, she will hate and fear all of you, down to soul and bone.
Lion cried to her,
wipe me of this blood, Creator, for when she sees, no mercy shall be shown, and death will only be upon me and her teeth. And if I am so unlucky enough, death will only be slight to something greater.
She did have pity for what Lion had said, so Creator replied,
I will allow her to deal with her sharpened claw, but I will spare your wretched life with a curse. For this event has hurt me more than it ever has hurt you, because my beloved cats cannot live in peace, and that pains me so much worse.
Her great figure vanished just as Leopard came onto the scene. Her face flooded with emotion, sadness most visible like an abundant weed. She ran to Lion, her teeth bared, and she swiped at his neck, wishing nothing but death. Though instead of blood that flowed from his skin, long hairs began to grow, until a mane covered nearly half his body, stinging as it grew. The more she swiped, the more appeared, until she was much too tired to strike again. And at sundown, the attack was over, and she turned and ran. And so Leopard and her mate were left to grieve over the loss of their young. Creator, too, wept bitterly over the young lives lost. Every tear that fell from her great eyes that landed on Leopard and her mate rippled in their coats and created spots, a blessing given by the Creator to remind future cubs to stay to their kind that bore the same markings and take heed to the lovesick lion that had a great mane that covered his scars.
Fini.